Hi everyone, Captain Amazing here, and we have some exciting new news for the year, so let's jump into it. So the crumbs puzzle is over. A lot of people's hard work has paid off. So we know what the final the puzzle piece was. So we are getting a galactic legend Ahsoka Tano as the new GL. So I personally, am I excited for this? Kind of. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna have the bandwidth to farm for this, including the raid, my requirements for everything that I have to do for rote. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm definitely not gonna whale out on this. I don't whale out on a lot of things, but I will see how generous they are with their shards. Like I was able to farm all of GL Leia's shards way before they're accelerated because they were extremely generous. If they're continuing what they did with this latest iteration of Obi-Wan and Master Kenobi, bringing the additive drops and everything that they're going to do for this to like 1.5-ish%, then it's going to be a hard farm. It's going to be more whaling. I know they've been kind of testing the waters with how close do they have to push us to farm things for us to actually go out and farm them. So they saw that, like, hey, they were generous with Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, they were generous with Leia, not so generous with Queen Amidala's. Let's see what the numbers are. They did make a huge incentive for the Queen Amidala's farm, but this, I don't know what is going to drive us towards farming for Queen or for Ahsoka Tano. Like, we don't have a raid coming, that we won't have a raid at the point of this coming out, probably for another like 6 to 8 months. So it's definitely not going to be raid relevant. Are they going to add something to ROTE? Is Ahsoka Tano going to have her own event that pushes us? Because every GL that's come out in the last few, or like big farms that have come out, have had a reason to make us go for it. So Jedi Knight Cal Kestis has Zepho, Bo-Katan Mandalore has Mandalore, Jabba has Smuggler's Run 2, Leia has that crappy event that no one really cares about, where you get like one Omicron a month and really crappy investment and is almost nothing. So what are they gonna do that's gonna make us want to farm Ahsoka Tano right now? Because as of right now, like, since it doesn't have anything to do with a raid, it's not gonna push me towards it. So what's the incentive? What are they gonna do that's gonna say you have to farm this right now? I will say that the night trooper the night trooper looks pretty cool. I don't know what's gonna happen with this one. Is it gonna be Imperial Remnant? Is it going to be is it gonna be a Night Sister or like a Night Sister? So I would think it would be really cool if they had if this had both tags, Imperial Remnants and Night Sisters. I don't know what it's gonna do or who it's gonna elevate. So it could be it's definitely not gonna be part of the Ahsoka team. But I honestly, what I'm probably most excited for isn't even Night Trooper. It's not the Ahsoka Tano. So if they can add in Balin Skull and see who is going to be like as a marquee character, I would be really excited for that. I don't think he'll be part of the Ahsoka Tano farming. Like, I don't know what unaligned force users she's gonna have with, or who's gonna be on her on from that show, who's gonna be on it. But I think there's a lot of potential here for and how it's gonna shake up the meta. But still, I don't see how they're gonna drive the average player to farm this if it doesn't have like a gold pot at the end of that rainbow. So, what do you guys think? Do you think they're going to give us a new event? Do you think they're going to tie this into ROTE? Maybe like Ahsoka Tano being Relic 9 requirement kind of tells me that they're letting us know that Relic 9 is probably going to be the top that is going to be required, which means Relic 10, a lot of people have been predicting like Relic 10 is right on the way, Relic 10's next, whatever gets announced next is probably going to require Relic 10. And I'm saying right now what I think. I don't think Relic 10 is going to be a requirement for this. I think Ahsoka Tano is going to be. I don't foresee them having maybe like at most one other Relic 9. But could you imagine if they made like multiple Relic 9s or a Relic 10 requirement as well? I just don't see it. So the Ahsoka Tano Relic 9, yes, I think that's going to be great for JMK. I really don't mind it. She's going to hit hard. She's a pilot. Who knows what that'll change up. But I am excited to see what her team will be, what she can do. But I just right now, I really don't see what what's in it for me as far as farming it. And then I really don't see this being the Relic 10. So I think maybe the next iteration, I was expecting a ship, even though the next Conquest character wasn't a ship. And I think that kind of put my damper on thinking the next thing would be a ship. So I was on the fence on that one. So I think maybe the next Conquest character is going to be a ship, and that ship is going to tell us what the next GL level ship will be. And I think that's the next big farm after this GL. Hopefully, I think it is time for us to kind of like change up the meta. And I would say with that, Relic 10 would probably be a requirement for that ship. And I think that's when they'll introduce Relic 10. So probably not this this iteration of GL Ahsoka Tano, but I think the next one. Another thing I think is going to be important is how expensive is this GL going to be? Because like I think they learned with Lord Vader that they can't make a crazy expensive GL because no one will farm them. Like Lord Vader didn't have any return of investment. There's literally no reason to farm him. He doesn't give you more of anything, more income. He doesn't have a special event. He was incredibly expensive. His performance, I don't classify him as Lord Failure. I think he, with the right teammates and relic levels, it's a force to be reckoned with. But I would say it wasn't worth the investment. There's a reason why he's the absolute last GL. There's I'm probably gonna farm this new GL before I will ever farm Lord Vader, just because of how prohibitively expensive he is. His farm requires gas, and gas and Lord Vader just aren't there in what they give you. So I hope they learned their lesson from Lord Vader, as they have with with Jabba and Leia. And since they can't pair this with a raid like they have for the last two GLs, I hope they have something that gives us an investment of why a return of investment for why we should farm for Ahsoka Tano. Because as of right now, if there's nothing super important with it, there's no new event, there's nothing that's going to give me a huge source of income, then I'm not going to farm it. I just don't have the bandwidth. I'm going to have to go all in on the raid, Jabba, Quadme team, or not Jabba, I'm sorry, Gungans, the Quadme team, to get that raid income, and then getting that Quadme Obi-Wan, Padawan Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon to Relic 9 for their income, for that assault battle income. So like something has to be great, like not even good, it has to be great for us to like take everything, stop what we're doing, and to go all in. Unless of course you have everything, then you're just gonna farm, Ahsoka Tano and GL Ahsoka Tano and just call it a day. But overall, I'm very hopeful. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let's see what happens. But I'm strangely optimistic that R10 isn't going to be a thing for this, maybe for the next GL ship, and that it's not going to be too prohibitively expensive. It's going to have some great lifter characters for some existing factions like Night Sisters, unaligned Force users, Imperial Remnants. Maybe I don't think Jedi, and then we'll see from there. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.